demonstrated in the book Einstein's Dreams, the number of possible concepts of time we can come up with are really only limited by our imagination. For our concept of time, imagine, if, at the end of each day, you had the choice to relive the day. That is, what if each day had a reset button? What if you had a bad day, you could simply relive that day? What would this look like as a universal concept of time? Okay, so at the end of every day, each person gets a choice to continue to the next day, or to go back to the beginning of the current day. For this idea, we might use the analogy of a video game. Each day is like a checkpoint. If you reset the game, you go back to the beginning of the checkpoint. You can't go back to earlier checkpoints. So in this universe, the timeline at first looks like a connect-the-dot drawing. Each day is a dot. Except, in this idea of time, the person gets to choose where to place the next dot. If they don't like where it landed, they can go back to the last dot and retry. But there seems to be a problem with this concept of time. If everyone can reset at the end of the day, then everyone cannot be in the same universe. For example, let's say Bob went on a date with Mary. Bob thought the date went splendidly, so he did not restart his day. Mary thought the date was a waste of time, so she did restart her day and did not go on a date with him. Now Bob is living in a universe where he has gone on a date with Mary, but Mary is living in a universe where she did not date Bob. Therefore, each person must have their own universe. However, just because you have your own universe, this does not make you God. The only thing different about this world is the concept of time. The world is real, your interactions are real, and the only control you have over time is whether or not you choose to restart each day. You still get sick, old, and eventually die. But, wait! Now there seems to be a problem. This is a real world where you interact with real people and places, but each person has their own universe. If you are in your own universe, then who are those people you interact with on a day-to-day basis? If everyone is in their own personal universe, then no one is really interacting with each other. A concept of time that turns everything into the Matrix is not all that satisfying. Let's see if there is a way to have other people exist, so that there is not just one person in his own universe all by himself. Here is where it gets tricky. Okay, so everyone has their own universe. In Bob's universe, he is real and there is an image of Mary. But in Mary's universe, she is real and there is an image of Bob. What are these images? One possibility is that everyone's universe of time came from the same source, like rays from the sun. When a person resets one of their days and lives it differently, their ray goes in a different direction. It creates a parallel universe, like in Back to the Future. But when they do this, there is still a version of everyone else in their universe. Basically, you end up with an infinite amount of parallel universes. So, take Mary. Mary exists in her own universe, obviously. But there is also a version of Mary in Bob's universe and a version of Mary in Bill's universe. All three of them are actually Mary, but only the Mary in her own universe is self-conscious. In other words, her mind, or soul, only perceives and remembers things happening to her in her own universe. Let's take a day in the life of Bob. Bob had a horrible day. He asked Mary out on a date, and was flatly rejected. At the end of the day, he faces the choice, to reset the day or not. Naturally, he chooses to restart the day. This time, he avoids the mistakes he made on the first date and has a splendid time with Mary. It is the best day of his life. The day was so good he decided to relive it. This is a mistake. He restarted the day and did everything exactly the same as the previous reset. He trips on a street curb, tumbles into the street, and gets hit by a bus. Bob is dead. He ceases to be conscious of his own universe. In our concept of time, each day is a difficult choice. Each reset is a risk, but the most horrible things in life can sometimes be avoided by a fresh start. In this world, there is always a chance for a new day. But, do you want to take that chance?